How's it going, guys? Welcome to my official review of Hunt Showdown. As you all know, I've been playing this game for the past maybe, I'd say, month. I want to say maybe 3 weeks to a month. Um, Over the course of the month, I've put in enough time to reach rank 100. I've gotten plenty of wins. I've lost plenty of times, and just had time to get in and experience the current meta. Now, keep in mind this review will be pre 1.3. I'll be dropping a 1.3 patch notes video, and then I'll drop some gameplay, and then once I get a good feel for the patch, I'll drop how I feel it affects the console meta and how it works on console, because as we all know, it's been on PC for a while, but it just dropped on console actually today, and it's downloading right now. So once I finish getting that downloaded, upload some videos, tell you guys how I feel about it and how it changes the meta. um Let me know in the comments what kind of content you guys want to see next. I should have another educational gameplay video coming soon. But yeah, just let me know what you guys want to see. And without further ado, hope you guys enjoy the review. Let me know if you agree or disagree with me in the comments. I'd love to see how you guys are feeling. Alright. Alright, so some of you are probably wondering, what is Hunt Showdown? Well, Hunt Showdown is a survival horror game that's set in 19th century Louisiana. To say it's a battle royale is both doing it an injustice and also sort of explaining what it is, because it has battle royale-esque vibes to it. You spawn in a map, you walk around, kill other players. There's no like respawns. Once you die, you go back to your lobby. But just to call it a battle royale and to sum it up in that group is to do it kind of an injustice, because you're not just jumping in and picking up a gun. You're not just walking around and just mindlessly killing stuff. You have to be smart. You have to listen out, because everything in this sound matters so much in this game. You need a good set of headphones to play it. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all you really, as only outside of the game, what you really need to play it is a decent set of headphones. Because listening through a TV, I couldn't imagine playing it like that. But basically, the goal of the game is you create your hunter, you make your loadout, you load into the map, and on every map there's going to be one of three mythical monsters. There's an assassin, which is it's basically a demon, and then there's a butcher, which is it's like the boss off of Diablo, if I had to describe it, and a spider, which is a gigantic spider. They each do a different blight, the assassin doing bleed, the poison doing spider, and the butcher doing fire damage to you, which affects you in different ways. So what you do is you spawn into the map, and ideally, the way you're supposed to play it is you find three clues, go to the monster, kill it, and banish it. And while you're banishing, you have to defend against other hunters that are going to try to come to your location on the map, because once a banish starts, it's broadcasted over the whole map. So now you're thrusted into this uncomfortable situation where you're sitting in a house that probably has too many windows. You're probably not as geared up as these guys are, and they have the advantage because they know you're in this building, right? So you're sitting there, I don't know the exact time, but it feels like it takes forever to banish when there's a lot of people pushing you. So you're defending, you're on the defense, and then one of my favorite parts of the game is picking up the bounty, getting this thing called a dark sight boost, where when you enter dark sight, which is I'll explain that later. When you enter dark sight, you can see other players around you basically through walls. You know where they are. So it's kind of a very healthy switch from being on the complete defensive and being vulnerable to, okay, now we know where they are, we can push or run away and stuff like that. So basically, the overall goal of the game is just to get into a match, get the bounty, and extract with the bounty, because that'll give you more money, that'll give you a technical win when you come to your stats. But this game is so much more than just getting the bounties. The guns in the game are pretty well balanced. There's a few guns that towards the end game are kind of unbalanced pre 1.3, like such as the aftermath. I feel like it's slightly unfair. There's a perk called fanning that lets you shoot a pistol really fast, and I mean, it's very inaccurate and you have to get lucky, but it's kind of aggravating getting killed to it. Right here you can see me fanning with the pistol that has 17 bullets. It's a little OP because you only have to hit 2 shots with it and you have 17 shots to hit, but there's still ways to counter it. You just don't get close to them and you just use the rifles that they have, and then hopefully levering will balance it out a little bit. But I can see that these two things needing a little bit of nerf, especially on console, because on PC it's not as bad because it's easier to hit your shots with the gunplay and stuff. But on console, at first the controls can kind of feel weird and clunky, and aiming is a little bit harder with the controller. Because aim assist, it helps, but I've never had aim assist help me with the player really. It just slows down your aim near a player and it'll auto aim you at barrels. So I usually play without it. So fanning can be a little broken along with melee weapons, but there's nothing you can really do to the melee weapons. Um, Also, one of the only other problems that I'll have with Hunt Showdown is, as you can see in this clip right here, the monster spawning. A lot of the times it feels like there's way too many monsters in random spots. Like here, I get hit with a hive lady, normal. Run into a random field where you can't even see the meathead, he hits me. Here it's probably my fault, it's just a bad luck. But there will be times where, for instance, a later clip at some point in the video, I think I did put it in here. There's a bunch of hellhounds that spawn on us, and it's like a group of 30 or 20 or 30, and we almost get team wiped by the hellhounds because our guns can't shoot fast enough to deal with them, and they jump back from your melee attacks, or we'll miss our melee attacks. So yeah, sometimes the monster spawning gets a little bit overwhelming, but I've only ever had like 2 issues with it. It's not bad. A lot of people say they'll blue screen a lot. I've seen a lot of it on Twitter, but I've only ever blue screened once, and I didn't lose a hunter because of it, so I can't complain in that regard. The graphics in this game are pretty good. My only complaint with the graphics is the render distance. That's really my only big complaint about this game, is the render distance. Everything else is like, I'm complaining about it, but it's minor. But the render distance is definitely a problem in this game. Right here, it's not too bad, but there'll be some times where like you walk around a corner and all you see is just blurred out shapes, and you can't even tell if there's people or not. So that's something that needs to be looked into, if they could increase that at all, or maybe, I don't know. The frames are usually pretty good. I've never really had frame issues. I've never really had rubber banding issues. Like I said, it's just been the render distance. But I don't even know if that's something that could be fixed, for the simple fact that PlayStation doesn't have the best graphics. Because on PC, there's no real problem with it. So that's probably why you can't really blame Crytek for that. Oh, hey, yeah. I got him. He's dead. Dead right here.
Damn, I really need to heal. Hold up.
Like, I actually cannot describe how good it feels to, like, say like this clip right here. We get in a long gunfight, we drop a lot of kills, and we end up coming out. I think we win this match. I'm not completely sure if we win the... Yeah, we do win the whole thing. So I think the whole lobby dies in this fight. And it's just, it feels so good getting out of this game alive. It feels like the equivalent of beating a Dark Souls boss that you've been stuck on forever, Like, winning fights in this game, it just makes you feel good. And a simple fact that after we win this fight, we're on edge for the rest of the match because there's no player count, or we don't know if people are going to push us when we're fighting the boss. The lack of information they give you actually makes the game a lot more fun, because you have to be smart, After this fight, one of our third goes around counting bodies, letting us know, like, hey, they have however X amount of bodies here. There's only a chance of having like 2 other people in the match, And I don't know, it just... the sense of tension that you feel during the whole game feels amazing. And when you get like plays where you'll drop a whole team by yourself or get 2 quick headshots, it just feels good. Like right here, this feels good. Like the guns, they feel reactive when you shoot. When you get a hit marker, it feels good shooting someone. And the fact that it doesn't come up that you gotta kill, but you have to listen for the enemy scream, hearing that yell, it just feels good to do, Just a very pleasing game to play. Like this right here, I was so happy after this play, because I just got an easy quick headshot. Who doesn't love getting those? And I don't know, it's just like the feeling, like the game itself, right? It's not crazy fun to watch. It's not like the best game of the year or anything yet. I feel like it definitely could be in the future though, You see a lot of games like Rocket League and Rainbow that, were dropped in like 2016 or late 2015, and just they weren't super popular and good. They had a couple of issues, but the concept was good and the developers had passion for it, so they just kept putting work, and update after update dropped, and it slowly built up a fan base, And I feel like that's going to be something that's really good with this game, especially with its selling point of only $40, because it's still a decent amount of money. It's not going to get as much as like a free-to-play game, but at the same time, you don't have the free-to-play game element. Once you get the game, you don't have to spend any more money on it. Even for the legendary skins that cost the premium currency blood bonds, you get a good amount of blood bonds just for having the game. I think I paid Put it like this: I paid $5 extra for the Legend Edition because I wanted one of the skins. It already came with two really nice Legendary skins, and then I got 500 Blood Bonds separate, which I used to buy my third Legendary skin. And then just by playing the game, by the time I got to like level 40, I already had 500 more to buy a fourth Legendary skin. And then right now I think I have like 600 or 700, maybe even 800. I would even have 1,000 right now. But what happened was one time I spam clicked on free reshuffle and I had to pay a bunch, so I lost a bunch through that one time. But yeah, like even the premium currency you get from just playing the game normally. So like you get it for winning a match and stuff. They'll give you a bunch of blood bonds. So that's definitely not a problem when it comes to this game, is having to pay after you get the game. Alright, so now what you guys are probably wondering, am I going to get into this game and it's a bunch of sweaty 12-year-olds that spend way too much time in it and just grinding and grinding and grinding. I'm going to get insta-headshotted because headshot's one tap. That's what I thought it was going to be like. You know, I thought it was going to be extremely sweaty and hard. Now, as the game goes on and gains popularity, yes, you're probably going to get in a lot harder lobbies. People are going to get a lot more sweaty and try hard. And, you know, tactics and peeking you through slits in windows and stuff you can't see. But as of right now, it really doesn't happen. There's 2 times I can recall I died to actually truly sweaty players. One time was I got peeked through like the crack between 2 boards from like 100 meters and he had a good shot. And then the other time was, I don't even know how they were that good. Like we would walk and they'd hear us through the wall and just headshot us. So we've only ever come across like 2 groups of sweaty players that we died to and we're like, yeah, they were sweaty. We had no chance, you know? So, no, you're not going to get in the game and just die over and over again. It's actually a pretty easy game for the most part if you just hit your shots, because people in this game, what they do is they think of it like Call of Duty, and I did the same thing. I was playing different games, different shooters for a while, and got used to the fast-paced action, and was sprinting around corners, jumping, shooting, trying to get people like that. That doesn't work in this game. Don't try to do it. Like, if you've ever played Rainbow, how they say don't play it like Call of Duty because you'll die really quickly. Yeah, the same thing with this game, except for it's way, way worse. This game is not made for you to jump around corners, hit flicks, and nasty 360s. It's not for that. You know, you miss, like, look at this gun. It has 1 bullet in the clip. If you miss that shot, if I miss this shot, he turns and kills me. Because this pistol isn't going to save me, because the switch time is so long, your reload time is so long, your aim down sights time is long. There's times where I've tried to aim at somebody and shoot and unaim, and I died because I couldn't get out of ADS fast enough. You know, I was stuck in ADS. Even though I let go, my character wasn't coming out, so I died because I tried to go for something dumb. This is more of a slow-paced game. See, here you see my teammates running up to a guy that's holding completely still. They get killed. The guns in this game do too much damage and are too slow to play the game fast. You know, 1 shot to the body can kill you from one of the rifles in the game, the Sparks, which is basically just a normal rifle like every other rifle in the game with a slightly longer reload, can get you down to 1 HP with a body shot, you know? A melee weapon, most melee weapons one-shot you. Right here, I one-shotted this guy, you know? It's just you can't play this game like a regular shooter. You can't go into it thinking, oh, I'm going to jump around every corner and be aggressive. Especially if you're just starting, the gunplay feels kind of weird. You know, it's not a normal... The guns, aiming, when you ADS, the guns don't feel like normal guns, you know? So, you definitely can't come into this thinking it's going to be like Warzone or thinking it's going to be like Fortnite. You got to play slow and you got to be smart in this game. Alright, so now for the reason that most of you are probably watching this video. Should you buy Hunt Showdown? It's not a simple answer, just for the reason of I think the game is amazing. I love the game. I don't have problems with the servers. You know, I just have fun playing it, you know, me and my friends. I would not like this game if I had to play it solo all the time. I'll say that. You need a friend to come play with you. You need someone to play with, you know, whether that's a random you find and just decide to play with them and talk to them just over the game, or if it's a buddy that you know in real life. You know, you need someone to play with. And the reason I say that is, it's like any multiplayer game, you know, there's no story, you know, unless you truly just love just getting into matches by yourself and just going hunt these monsters and doing this repetitive motion over and over again, you need friends. Because I have some fun by myself, but I don't generally play by myself. So that's one of my biggest points is you need someone to play this game with. Either find a random, get on the mic, talk to them, try to play with them, hit me up, come play with me, whichever. But you need someone to play with. Also, don't just get the game because you like the aesthetic. Because that's what one of my friends did. Me and him have been following the game since it was beta, since it was even started to be spoken about. We were like, this is cool as hell, this is going to be lit. And we both get the game, I start loving the game. He's playing it at the same time as me with me, and he just didn't like it. It just didn't click with him. He didn't like how slow the gunplay was. He didn't like the Battle Royale features of it where you don't respawn. He didn't like losing his hunter, He would just get frustrated with it. So he doesn't even play it anymore. He deleted it I think a week after he downloaded it. But I do have my other friend that I play with, so I still have fun with the game and I enjoy it, but it's just not for everybody. This type of game isn't for everybody. It's never gonna be, But I do think this is a worthy game for $40 because at the worst you're gonna get it deleted in a month, and then you can just always come back and play it as they update it and make it better. Because all the updates I've seen so far come out, everyone's saying 1.3 is good on PC. They're actually trying to focus and make the game better. You can see from the developers that they actually care about improving the state of their game and the meta. They're nerfing things that people are saying are overpowered. I've never played a game where as soon as the community is complaining about something, it gets nerfed or buffed, So there's definitely going to be a lot of room for improvement and a lot of improvement as the game goes on, of what I can see in the future, the way the developers are being now. So, probably what the biggest complaint with the game is losing your hunter when you die in match. Yes, when you die in match, you lose a hunter. You don't get the hunter back, you don't get his weapons, you lose all the money that you put into the hunter. It sucks. No, this doesn't really matter. Now listen, before you get triggered, the reason it doesn't matter is having a high level hunter is not incentivized enough for you to get triggered. Yes, you lose the perks on that hunter and have to pretty much start over with a new hunter unless you get lucky when you're buying a new hunter. Yes, you have to spend more money. It doesn't matter. You get money so easy in this game. You kill a hunter, even if they had no money on him. If you loot him, you get $50. You finish a match, you extract alive with the bounty. You get enough to basically buy a whole nother loadout. That's not even to mention, you can pick up expensive guns off of people instead of actually buying your own. Just me, I got down to like $300, right? Had no money in this game. I just kept using free hunters, using their loadout, adding the smallest amount I could, and using the guns I already had in my inventory. And I'm like, in a day, in like a couple hours, I got back up to $5,000. You get money too fast in this game to be worried about that. The perks, the only perk in this game that I'm bummed out when I lose and don't get back is fanning, because it's nice to have if someone pushes you and you can't hit the shots, so you just start fanning. It's not even, you don't even need fanning to win. There's nothing about a hunter. You can win a game with the plain hunter. I've done it before. It's not in your hunters being high level are not incentivized enough to get mad about it. My best advice is do not get attached to the hunters. Don't care when you die and lose a hunter, because that's kind of a bummer when you lose, when y'all die and then someone in the squad just gets mad because like, oh my god, I lost my hunter. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't. Just play the game and move on. I think I've gotten to 3 level 50 hunters and I lost a hunter that was level 48 and I didn't care, because all you really get from it is the XP when you retire them. It levels up your bloodline, which levels up anyway. So I don't see the point in getting angry at losing a hunter. It sucks. Yes, you probably had a pretty overpowered character in terms of comfortability, because that's all they really add. Every perk it just adds, it makes you more comfortable. Kite skin stopped you from taking as much fall damage. Oh, you heal twice as fast? You don't use a bandage during a fight anyway unless you have a lot of time. You get double the health from healing. That's helpful, but I don't think it's gonna, it may win you one gunfight a match, That's not, bolt thrower, you need it for crossbows. But at the same time, I've used crossbows without bolt thrower and done fine. It's hand in hand, you're not gonna lose a perk and then just be like, well, now I'm not gonna win a game. You know, it's not game changing, except for Fanning. Fanning's a little broken. Not gonna lie to you. All right, so that was my review of Hunt Showdown. How do you guys think I did? Do you think I did the game justice? Do you think there should be more added? Write in the comments what you think new players should see and know about. Try to keep it positive. You know, if you have a grievance, leave it there. But you know, just respect my opinions. I'll respect yours. Do I think you should try this game? I think it's worth a try. You know, it's not for everybody, but it's for most people. You know, it's fun, it's exhilarating. You get a rush when you win. You know, it's frustrating when you lose, but it's not that bad. It's really not. Losing a hunter, not that bad. So, you know, just try it out. You know, you never know. You might find your new favorite game. But thank you guys for watching. I hope I helped you out on deciding if you want to buy the game or not. If you do buy the game and you need some tips, I have educational gameplay videos. If you want to know the meta, I'm going to be dropping a meta video for console specifically, not just for PC, but for console, because it's going to be a little bit different. Once I finish downloading 1.3, that should be up sometime this week. You know, if you want to go on this journey of YouTube with me, you subscribe. You know, I appreciate everything that you guys do. Thanks, and you know, tune in for more later this week.
I have to Mike Tyson punch out this bitch.
I got the other one on me.
Come.
Got her.
Good shit.
Hey, this rifle is kind of raw.
Dude, what the fuck?